All right, welcome everybody to episode 7 of the Rack Pack Show. I'm here with my co hosts Chad and Ryan and our guest Eric. Ryan, if you want to go ahead and start off.
Yeah, so Eric, thank you for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me,
Um,
gentlemen.
you
Of course.
know, you want to just explain a little bit about yourself, who you are?
So, I had the privilege of working with Ryan, and he told me about the show and said, I kind of jokingly said, "Hey, I should come on and talk about cards." And he was like, "Actually, that's a good idea." So, I work at a sports memorabilia shop called Shoebox Memorabilia in South Elgin, and just wanted to come on and talk about the business, talk about the craziness of cards and what it's become from when I was a kid, long before podcasts were around. It was a lot different, and how it's boomed and how crazy it is now. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
So how long you been? Because I know you've been helping out there. How long do you? How long have you been helping out?
So I've been going to the shop probably about 12 years,
Wow.
and about maybe 5 years ago, I just kind of started jumping behind the counter and just helping out a little bit, almost as a joke. And he was like, "Dude, that actually really helps a lot. You're chatty. You're helping with the customers." He's like, "It allows me to do other things." He's like, "Just stay back here." And I was like, "Okay, buy me lunch." And he was like, "Fine, dude, whatever you want." He's like, "Just stay back there and keep helping me, man." And kind of grew from there. So in a couple weeks, I'll actually be there a few days a week to help him now, and just like I said, pure craziness in the business now.
So you're there pretty much like on a weekly basis. Like, would you say like 3 days a week, 4 days a week?
Yeah, I mean, even when I was full time working, I'd still be there 2 or 3 days a week. And some of the visits might be, an hour or two, just BSing, talking about sports, whatever. Because we got a fantasy football league going of all the guys that go in there. It's dynasty league, so we're making trades in April and
I
doing all
mean,
kinds of stuff.
I talked to Ryan about trying to make a dynasty league this past year. We didn't make it. We didn't start it this year, but that's definitely something I was thinking about doing too.
Yeah,
So
I'm interested in that as well.
But that's the biggest thing is, in the time that I've gone there, when I first went in, I literally went in to sell him just a rookie card that I had. And then I asked him a question about eBay. And then, once you start going in there more, it's more like a family. You know what I mean? I mean, I compare it all the time to, it might be a little older reference for you gentlemen, but the TV show Cheers.
I
I
heard
mean,
Cheers.
I've
you
heard of it.
walk
I
in,
just don't know much.
you sit down and you just go start having conversations.
Bullshit. Yeah.
And like I said, where there's so many people that are regulars in there. Get one guy come just sit there, have breakfast, chat with us for a couple hours. That's it. Go home. So it has that kind of a feel, that kind of a family atmosphere, and that's what it was. He started it with his dad almost 30 years ago. June of '92 was when he opened it.
Wow.
His dad unexpectedly passed away a little over 15 years ago, and he's still doing it. And so, I'm so happy to have found the place. It's kind of like a home away from home
Awesome.
where I get to spend money. So he likes that part of it.
Yeah, working with you, I know you used to talk about it a lot. You went there, you go there all the time. And I'm sure you have it somewhere, but that one card you showed me, the George Costanza one,
Oh,
um, yeah, that one was one of my favorites. I love that one.
I still haven't gotten it yet. I haven't. I opened up a couple of those boxes trying to get one, and I didn't get it yet. So I might
Oh
actually
man,
try and buy one online.
that'd be so funny. So like, what's being I've never really been in like a store like that, and so what's like I'm sure you have a dozen or countless of them, but like what's like a crazy pack story? Because I'm sure they've had I'm sure like most people probably buy it and then dip and leave. Is there anybody been in there where they bought a pretty decent amount of packs and open it in front of you guys, or?
Well, we try and encourage that because I mean we get excited just as much as the people almost that open them.
Right.
So the two stories I like to tell the most. One guy came in. This was over the summer, right before football started again this year. He opened up an $80 pack, and he pulled a Prism Gold Justin Herbert card. It had a serial number that was 10 of 10, so there was only 10 of them in the world.
Wow.
And 10 happens to be his jersey number. And if you get a jersey numbered card, it increases the value a little bit. $80 was the pack. He sold the card for $8,000.
Holy cow!
Wow.
Okay.
That's nuts.
The funny part was, I mean, all of us see the same stuff on the shelf. It's all sitting there for anyone who wants to buy it to open. So, and the guy that pulled that, I mean, he's a regular in there. And most of the people, if you walk in there too, they're not going to say our name. Like, if you walk in there and say, "Hey, is Eric working today?" They're going to be like, "Who the hell is Eric?" "Oh, you mean Sandals?" "Yeah." So, we got Sandals, we got Booger, we got Tattoo, we got Wheels. I mean, those are the nicknames of the guys that are in there. You don't really use names. But yeah, Tattoo pulled that card, which was pretty sick. I mean, we were going nuts that day. But the story of stories, to end all stories out of there, probably about 8 years ago, there was an NBA product, and the box itself cost $800. And it was a single box that was sitting on the shelf for a couple months. And a couple of us actually tried to talk him into letting one of us open it. And we were like, "Yo, man, I'll give you, $100 a week for like 8 weeks." Or he's like, "No, you pay now." So a guy ended up buying it, and it's a guy that buys a bunch of stuff and he takes it home to open it. Took it home, open it up, an NBA logo man, which is a piece of the jersey, autographed 101 Kobe Bryant.
Wow.
Holy
Yeesh.
shit!
Wow. Yeah.
When he opened it, he got offered, and this might be a kind of a fish story type thing at this point, but he got offered $25,000 when he opened it, and he said no. A couple years later, he got offered $100,000, and he was like, "You know what? I think I'm still going to hold on to it." It's like the creme de la creme of cards.
That's crazy.
Obviously, after Kobe passed a couple years ago, it went up in value again. Last year, he finally decided to sell it $600,000.
Holy cow!
Crazy.
It was wow.
And how much
And
did
that-
how
that-
much did he spend to buy it?
The
remember?
box that it came
800?
in was
$800.
$800.
Okay. So,
And any one of us that came in there at that time, I mean, any one of, and that's gentleman's a regular too, but any one of us, low lifes that comes in there all the time, it could have bought that box and opened it. Now, we would have sold it right then and there. Like, we wouldn't have held on to it. So that wouldn't have been the same story. Like, we would have been ecstatic at the time, because at that time, 8 years ago, selling a card for like $25,000 was unheard of. Now, commonplace. And it's ridiculous. Like, you see Brady, rookie, going for $1 million. Like, dude,
Crazy.
we could buy each one of us a townhouse for a Tom Brady rookie card.
Yeah.
So
true.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I was in that situation, I got offered $25K. Right now, if you told me, I would take it in a heartbeat.
of course.
And it'd be, it's risky to. I mean, you could also think that, maybe if you hold on to it, you get more. But then you also have to think, okay, if I hold on to it, what if the value goes down? And then you kind of screwing yourself. But with that kind of card, no. So
Right. At that time, it was Kobe. I mean, Kobe was Kobe.
Yeah.
So, you hold on to something like that. And the guy obviously didn't need to sell it. He could hold on to it. And it's different than if you pull a rookie that kind of people haven't heard of. Something like that you might want to hold on to for future investment. But yeah, that's the biggest and best story out of there, which, like I said, I don't know what I would have done if I opened it like that. I probably would have passed out. So
I
It is
don't even
absolutely
know.
crazy.
I don't even know what I would do, because it's like, you have nowadays, the big buzz is like the whole like, was it the Pokemon cards, right?
Yep.
That's like the big buzz going around now. We all saw that Logan Paul thing.
Logan Paul.
Fake. He spent like 3.5. You know who Logan Paul is, Eric? I
Oh
think you
yeah.
know. Yeah, so he spent the 3.5 million on those fake Pokemon cards. But didn't you say it was like you think it was staged, Chad?
I think it was staged.
Oh, it
I
wasn't
Everything's
mean, it was
staged.
just
crazy,
all.
huh?
Everything's staged with him now.
Yeah, that's
Didn't you
what I
just
said.
hear?
It was just an all view thing.
Well, Woodley took a fall. He just admitted it.
Did he?
So yeah, there was some
That's what they were
article.
saying when he first got knocked out or whatever. That's what they were saying.
Yeah,
But I
Yeah.
never saw that, but I believe it.
I saw an article this morning, and it might have
Yeah,
been
I
something that
believe
was
it. I
clickbait.
believe
But
it.
anyway, get a little off topic there. But yeah, he actually does sell packs of Pokemon as well. He hasn't gotten into buying it or anything like that, but he just got Pokemon like last year. He kind of broke down and did it. So
Should tell Arteezy about that. I know he's been
Yeah.
he has
Yeah.
his flings
More.
where he has but you know him, he has these flings where he goes. So like what would be your personal favorite? Now you can answer one or both, but like your personal favorite card or pack that you've ever pulled.
for me personally, funny enough, I also pulled a Justin Herbert gold rookie. Now, obviously not the same card because there's many of them.
Mhm.
Right.
But I pulled the Justin Herbert gold that was also a 10 of 10. And I sent it in to get graded. And it does cost a little bit to get things graded right now. But if it would have come back a 10 out of 10, it probably been worth about $10,000 to $12,000. But it came back a 9 out of 10. So it was like
Oh.
four
Could
grand.
you imagine that though? Like, you got a 10 out of 10 by number 10, and it could have been a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That'd have been crazy.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Grading, in my opinion, it's nice to have, but right now it's still humans. I mean, human people. They're grading that. It's not like it's a definite thing, So
Yeah.
you could get a guy who's having a bad day, and he's like, "Yeah,
Mm.
I'm giving this card an 8," and you could send it in 3 weeks later to another company, and it might get a 9, which has happened before. So
Have you tried
grading
that?
is a little. No, somebody who comes in there told us that they did that once,
Oh, okay.
but anyways, yeah, that was probably my personal best card. I pulled a LeBron card too. That was a little under that 4 grand. Because anything LeBron sells, he doesn't have autographs out there because he's not licensed, so he doesn't sign anything. So if you
Mm.
get any big like numbered cards that of LeBron, they sell like crazy. So that was a pretty nice one. As far as my personal favorite to open, it's something called it's for football and it's called Certified, and that was the original thing that got me back into cards. Um, and those are between $500 and $600 a box now. When I got back into it 12 years ago, those were like $150 a box, and that was like crazy to me. And now I see prices I don't even sneeze at because that's just what they are. I
The
mean,
market.
yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. And so it's really interesting and kind of cool to see it becoming almost like stocks.
Mm.
It
Yeah.
really is. It's investing. It's a little gambling. It's all of the above. So right in my wheelhouse.
So, all right. So, getting into my last question before we do this unboxing, which I'm very excited for. I guess it would pull into the last question as well. But out of your 12 years of doing this kind of stuff, and has there ever been like what's the craziest card you've ever pulled? Now, it could have been like something as far as personal favorite, or like it could have been like back like 10 years ago. That card back then was like oh my god, compared to now, obviously. But like, yeah, what's like the craziest card that you've ever pulled?
So it sucks because it was a Dallas Cowboy card. But his rookie year, I pulled a Zeke Elliott rookie autograph that had almost the full star logo on it.
Wow.
And when I pulled that, I mean, I kind of freaked out.
Yeah.
Obviously, I knew I was going to sell it right away. But again, his rookie year, I want to say I got like, I don't even remember. It might have been around $2,000 for it. But again, you look at what that would have done now. That kind of same card, if it came out now in an NFL uniform, is probably a $10,000 card.
Wow.
Now, that exact card is probably not that expensive, but like at the beginning of the year when you pulled Trevor Lawrence or Fields or Zach Wilson, before they didn't do so well during the season, their stuff was insane. Their low numbered stuff was selling for 5 figures, which again it's just silly to see
It's
that.
crazy.
So okay, wow. So like, what is like your most like expensive card you guys or packs you guys have at your shop? Like, what is it like the lowest, the cheapest you can buy a pack, and then like the most expensive packs?
So I mean, you can get cheaper packs for $10, and there's no guarantees in anything.
Mhm.
But one of the most expensive things is what you're going to see me open here in a minute, which is Flawless Baseball, and that's around $2,000. You know, he's got some National Treasures basketball, which is around $4,000. But
Jesus.
stuff that the most expensive thing I've usually seen is something called Topps Transcendent. Now we've never had that at the shop, and it's a very limited number, but that's $25,000 a case.
Oh my god.
Um,
I guess
What
something
like what
good out of
comes
that.
in that? Is it like one
so
really like one card that's supposed to be really
no,
good, or
no, it is multiple cards. I don't know the exact number. I've watched them opened online, a bunch of
Mhm.
them. So you're guaranteed to get, I think it's like 5 or 6 like 101s, which obviously is something you want. And those autographs I've seen range from Vladdy Jr., Juan Soto, I mean Cal Ripken, like all kinds of players.
Mhm.
But one of the coolest things you can get in that product are cut autographs of people who have passed away. And the most insane one I ever saw was an Abraham Lincoln autograph.
Oh,
Jesus.
And
God.
wow.
that comes in this Topps Transcendent box.
That
Now
is
again,
crazy.
I don't know if we can get that from the supplier, but that's the craziest thing I've ever seen open online. So that's just nuts.
Holy shit.
But for us, we Flawless is the big ones along with National Treasures. Those are like the two big boys.
Wow. Well, enough of this talking. I want to get into opening these packs. So if you don't mind, let's get into it here.
Yep. Let me swing my phone around.
Yeah, go ahead.
So first off, I'll just show you quick. Here's a
Yeah.
couple of cards that I have. That is a piece of a baseball cap that
Oh,
Najee
okay.
Harris, and it's Najee Harris.
Wow.
Wow.
Alabama.
I mean, my personal favorite, Joe Theismann. That's a flawless card. That's a bowl patch from Travis Etienne.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
As serial number 9/10, which is his jersey number. So that's a little bit of a premium. I'm collecting his stuff right now to see if he goes nuts next year. And then that one is pretty ridiculous. Jackie Robinson jersey card.
Wow.
That's wild.
So that's an actual piece, of Jackie Robinson's jersey. So just a couple other, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, Jonathan Taylor,
Wow.
my favorite baseball player of all time, Ryan Sandberg, and then Clayton Kershaw. And so like those have pieces of jersey in it along with their autograph.
Yeah, those are sick.
I mean,
Yeah,
those are kind of ridiculous.
the Jonathan
So,
Taylor one's kind of like sick as hell. Yeah. I like
well,
that.
that's a
Crazy.
Spectra card, and some of those the Spectras are, I guess, shiny, if you want to say that, kind of have that
Yeah.
shimmer to them, and a lot of people like that just because of that. So,
Right.
A little more pop,
yep, exactly.
Shazam.
appealing to the eyes.
All right, so let me set this up. Try and make sure I got everything in.
Show the
No,
box.
so here's the top of the box, and not my thumb. So there's Flawless, and it's an
Jesus.
actual metal briefcase that it comes in.
Oh wow.
All right, and
Crazy.
so I'll show that it's sealed. I took out the bigger
like
part of
size
it,
stickers.
but that's the stickers on the side. Take those off.
Wow. It's insane.
Now the key to this, like when I pop this thing open, I can see the cards in there.
Yeah.
So you kind of got to hide them so you don't see them.
Yeah, the suspense.
Yeah, you want to add to it. Like you don't just want to pop this thing open and then see
Right.
everything that's in there right away. So you kind of try and just reach in there, find the middle
Honestly,
pack.
we can't even really see anyways.
Yeah,
So
fine. Yeah.
those I'll still leave closed up. And this is the middle box. Just comes in like, what almost just a regular pack would be.
Mm-hmm. Wow, this is
Now, ooh,
like
wow, the top card's pretty nice already.
Already.
So the other thing is, like, you flip this upside down, and you don't want to look at the bottom card because you can see it. Like it's all a big reveal.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I've
like
seen them doing like Pokemon packs.
right. So I'll flip everything up like that and just kind of leave them in front. You guys let me know if I got to mess with the camera, if you can see it once I do
You're
this.
good right now.
Oh, you're
Okay.
Hold that first one.
So this is Joey Bart.
Okay.
Upcoming
is-
catching
yeah.
prospect.
Out of 5,
Wow.
and it has 3
Triple
jersey
patch.
pieces in it. Yeah, 3
Wow.
patches. So you see the multicolors in it, and,
Mhm.
and people
Yeah.
really, really like that. So that's pretty sick. That's a pretty good start. And the low serial number out of 5 is really
Yeah, that's
crazy.
crazy.
Let me see, 4 or 5. See, that's the other thing is some of these guys, I'm not sure what their jersey number is. So if that was a jersey number, it'd be even more unbelievable. The second one is numbered to 10. It's got 2 bat pieces and a jersey piece. It's Rod Carew.
A crew.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
That's cool.
yep,
Those are bat pieces, you said?
those are bat pieces up on
Interesting.
top and bottom. And then the middle's a jersey piece. And everything will be on the back of the card. It'll tell you whether it's player worn or like player used or game used.
Gotcha.
And it makes a little bit of a difference. People like the game used stuff because I mean,
Yeah.
literally, some of these jerseys you'll see like have legit dirt on them, so you could tell they were used.
When I was a kid,
Mhm.
I had a Clay Matthews Pro Bowl jersey piece that was game used. I
Yeah,
don't know,
I mean
where
that
that
kind
is
of.
now, but
So then we got. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. 15 of 15. Look at the patch on that card.
Holy cow.
oh wow.
Max Kepler.
That's insane.
And you can see that these are on the card, the autographs.
Yes.
And there's difference. Sometimes they'll be on a sticker. So this
Okay.
this guy obviously signed this card,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
sometimes they're on a sticker, and they'll
Like they
have
put
somebody
on-
sign a bunch of stickers and then be able to put them on the cards.
Gotcha.
Right. Kepler, that's a good one. I like that.
Now this next team always has ridiculously nice patches, but this is a rookie pitcher, Logan Gilbert.
Yeah.
From the
Oh
Mariners.
wow, that's nice.
Yeah, I love the Mariners colors.
Always got nice patches.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
And it's how many of how many?
So this is 8 of 15.
Wow.
So again, there's only
15.
15 of those.
And that's in the world?
Yep.
Or is that just-
Of that print run, yes.
Jeez.
Now there could be other, like he could have that to 15. He could have another one to 10, another one to 5. But of that print run, there's only 15 of those. So the next
Wow.
one's only numbered to 10. Davy Garcia from
Oh yeah.
the evil empire known as the Yankees.
Yeah.
I mean, again, look at the patch on that thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
a good-
I mean, these obviously it's a pretty pricey product, so they should be nice.
And
But that's
what's the back look like? Like you said, they showed like
Yeah.
if it was game used.
so yeah. The back of the card for
The
these,
description.
yeah, it just has their name, a little description, and then if I could read it, it says the enclosed player worn/used material and autograph are guaranteed by Panini America. So this one was worn or used
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
by the player. The next one is this guy's a monster too. 8 of 10, Randy Arozarena.
Oh,
wow.
Randy.
That's a nice
Ah.
card.
It'd be cool if it was like the World Series one or something.
And they have all kinds of different patches. They have stuff from the World Series. They have stuff from the All-Star games. And I mean, the ones from the All-Star games are really, really sick. The
I'll
next
bet.
one is actually a guy that I really like, a rookie. And it's 10 of 20 for the Cleveland Guardians, Tristan McKenzie.
Oh wow. Yeah, he's good.
He is
Tristan
good.
So
McKenzie.
again,
Nice
you
patch.
look at that patch. I mean, it's absolute craziness.
That's
A nice
you
card.
said 10 of 20. You said on that one.
Yeah. And I think
Good.
actually 20 is the lowest, or I should say the highest print run on these. So they're all low serial numbered. And the last one, oh man, I might actually have to steal this. I mean, this is a nice card. I might. This guy saved baseball after the first strike, along with Samuel Sosa. Mark McGuire,
Holy
Wow.
cow.
Mark McGuire.
205.
Look at that beauty.
205.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That is
So
sick.
Yeah.
I mean-
Listen, you do what you want. I'm not gonna snitch you out if you wanna keep it or not. No.
We don't have to post this.
I don't. We can edit this
Oh,
part
the
out.
video
We'll
cut out.
edit
We
it
don't-
out.
Yeah,
The video cut out. We don't know what
that
happened.
looks super nice.
Wow, that's
So that's just the pack. Now there's 2 other cards in here.
Oof.
wow.
One of them should be an autographed, like, rookie patch card,
Okay.
and one of them should be a gem card. I'm not sure which one is which. So usually I like to open it and kind of hide it
Mhm.
and then slowly reveal it.
Big deal or no
But
deal.
we'll just kind of look at it. I think you guys might have heard of this guy. Chris Bryant.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Oh,
So that's a
Holy
gem,
That's a
a
giant
gem
one.
card. That's a diamond card.
Baby, come
there-
back.
there's 2 in there.
And that's 4 of 5. Yeah, so there's one more like this. So you
No,
see
I
the
meant
tape.
like, is there 2? That's 2 gems,
Oh
or is that 1?
no, it is 2. Yeah, I didn't even see that
Hey, oh,
because it's numbered to 5. So
that's crazy.
and this actually said San Francisco on it.
Yeah,
I'm
No.
fine. I'm fine. I'm okay. So yeah, that's pretty insane. And
That's
obviously, being in Chicago market, anything that's these guys was going nuts a few years ago.
Yeah.
So Bryant, Rizzo, Baez, I mean, forget about it. And people are still getting this kind of stuff in there now when they come into the shop. But yeah, that's a nice card.
Yeah.
And then the last one will be, like I said, a rookie, probably autograph of some kind. So what I'm going to do is put this little diamond gem guarantee from the Bryant card over it. Try and...
Okay.
Reveal. Slowly.
Oh, it's a catcher
The catcher.
Rushman?
and another
Oh.
catcher.
Oh, 2. A little dual
Two.
card.
It is a dual Joey Bart and
Oh.
Luis Campazano.
Nice
And
card.
it's numbered 10 of 10. But look at the
You got
Campazano.
a
It's
Nike on it.
It's got the
Nike
Nike
swoosh.
swoosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
And the Bart is a 3-color jersey card.
You pulled two
That is
Joey
so
Barts.
crazy.
So, yeah, that's a dual 10 of 10.
That's sick.
And that's the other thing is the print runs. Jersey numbers are a big deal. And if it's a 1 of 10 or like a 10 of 10, that usually is like a little bit of a premium too.
Okay.
So those are that's pretty nice.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
That's for darn sure.
So now,
It's crazy.
So that's, yeah, I mean, it comes like that. It has literally a lock on it. You got keys in there
Oh,
once you
that's
do
sick.
it. So yeah, that's the finished product.
That's really
Um,
fucking cool.
now
you know.
something like this, what would you end up doing with him?
So for something like this, like somebody might come in and buy some of these. Some of these will probably end up going up on eBay. I will try and swindle one of them out of them, for cheap,
The
maybe to
one that
hold
the
for my
video cut off
collection.
of.
Which one, Brian or Brian or McGuire?
I mean, I don't have a McGuire auto. I'm trying to get
Yeah, that's sick.
a lot of the players that I grew up with. I'm trying to get their
Right.
autos.
Okay.
So, well, here, let me turn this back around so you guys can see my handsome mug. But yeah, I mean that kind of stuff. Like I said, that, in my opinion, was a really good box. Value wise, I'm not quite sure, but I'm very sure we got the value back on it.
It seemed like you did with especially
Yeah.
McGuire.
Yeah, but it is a little surprising with some of this stuff that you think would go for more, like the Jackie Robinson card that I showed you guys.
Mhm.
I pulled that when I was trying to get the Costanza, Ryan. I ended up pulling that card, and I thought that card was like $400 or $500, but it's only like $100. The last one sold for on eBay when I looked.
Really?
So that's kind of why I kept it in my collection. If that was like a $500 card, I would probably sell it. But since it's only $100, it's a good one to have in my collection. So
now, you're gonna have to keeping update us on if there is any value to these cards and what you plan. I'm sure you'll update me on what you plan on doing with it. Because was this how many of these flawless packs have you opened?
So me personally, I've only done a couple myself. And I did one college one earlier this year. I got a Dan Marino autograph, I remember, that one of the guys at the shop actually bought from me. He's a huge Marino fan. And then my rookie QB auto was Zach Wilson. And it was a bowl patch from the SoFi Bowl or whatever that thing was.
Okay.
Because you can actually look at what bowl games they were in last year, and you'll see the patch on their jersey, and you can see what the patch was. So you can tell it was from whatever Rose Bowl, the Tostitos Jewel Osco Bowl or whatever bowls they're doing now.
Mhm.
And it's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But these are the big ones. These, when you are pulling out a briefcase, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
So yeah, I mean, this place is called Shoebox Memorabilia, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right, and it's located in South Elgin, Illinois. For anyone that's interested in going, I'll post all the name of the shop and the address and the city of it on probably some social media, Twitter,
Yeah,
Instagram,
I'll get all the shop info on Google. I already have it, and I'll put it in the description, and I'll tweet it out and all that. For sure.
We're just trying to what was the name again, Jim?
Yes, Jim Anderson.
Tell Jim, once again, thank you for letting you open this
Yes.
pack in front of for our podcast.
Yeah, it was definitely fun.
Highly appreciate that. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully, we can do this again one day. With something even hopefully crazier. Maybe even like football or something. So we'll see on that. Maybe we can get that $25,000 box, huh? And then
I'll have that coming in tomorrow.
And then Well, I'll get you some bodyguards. So
Yeah, maybe
But,
we can get a
Shit.
George Washington auto.
Yeah.
yeah.
That'd be
Like
sick.
legit, I've seen Alexander Graham Bell was
That's
one of the autos
fire.
in one of those things. So
That is
insane.
crazy.
it's not
That's
even
nuts.
sports cards anymore, dude.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's it, man. It's like I said, we'll post everything on our social media. I appreciate you coming on, taking the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of
And that's
course.
pretty
Thank you
much
guys.
it for
course.
me. Just make sure to say hello to everyone, the guys in produce. I miss my boys. But yeah, that's pretty much it, Eric. Thanks for coming by. Just one quick question: what's your Super Bowl prediction?
I just, you know what? I think that the football gods cursed Stafford so much that he's going to get there this year. Their
Wow.
defense looked phenomenal. They looked so good. And that means he would have to go into Tampa and beat the GOAT and then go up to Green Bay, more than likely, and beat the COVID GOAT,
Oh,
which would
God.
be insane in itself. But I think I I cannot decide between the Chiefs and Bills, but I'm going with the Chiefs just because of experience. So I think it's going to be the Rams and Chiefs.
That'd be a
All
fun
right.
one.
It's gonna
So-
be,
And
it's
that
gonna
would be
be
a track meet, and I would love that.
Same.
that would be a good game.
Be good
Yeah.
game.
Well, Eric, thanks for stopping by, man.
Yeah, we
All right,
appreciate it.
guys. Thank
I'll,
you.
I'll talk to you soon and everything. But yeah, man, take care and we'll talk
Appreciate
later.
it.
We'll see you at the shop.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Yeah, have a
appreciate it.
good night. We'll do a
Have a good
live
night, man.
You
podcast
will.
from there.
All
Yeah.
right.
Take it easy,
All
Have
right.
a
buddy.
good one.
See you guys.
So,
All right. Big
was
thanks to
crazy.
Eric. Yeah, big thanks to Eric for coming on. Not our usual programming, but I think that was definitely
Right.
exciting, and I'm sure a lot of you who are listening, watching, especially if you are usually listening on Spotify or something, you don't really watch the video portion. I definitely recommend watching the video portion, at least up until this point, to look at those cards that he was opening, because it was definitely really interesting for all of us. I mean, I'm personally, I've had like some stuff in the past with baseball cards, all when I was a kid. A lot of Pokemon cards too, like those Charizards that are going for the most money. I guarantee you, like I could picture. I know I had that card at one point when I was a kid, and obviously I was playing around with it and shit. Who knows? Like who would have thought that nowadays is worth as much as it is? But
I'm right with
definitely,
you.
if
I had 'em.
if you were a listener, I definitely recommend if you
Right.
listen to that, going back and just watching that, because some of the card art was really nice and the patches were definitely cool. So
Yeah,
definitely appreciate him coming on, and
It
definitely
was a
check out.
$2,000 pack.
Yep, and if you're
It came
in
in a
that
suitcase.
if
a
you're in that
briefcase.
Elgin area,
It's
definitely check out
crazy.
that shop. All their info will be in the description. Put it out on our socials, so definitely check that out. So with that
Yeah.
being said, we'll probably go into our breaking down each divisional round matchup.
We want
And
a
then
recap of this
yeah,
past
we'll
weekend,
do
or-
a little recap, and then we could go. We'll go into the breakdowns, and then probably locks, and that'll probably be it. But
Yeah.
Cool.
just to recap, we all had the same wildcard picks for our brackets, all on 6-0. So I mean, it was kind of a boring wild card. I mean, there was two close games: Bengals, Raiders, and Cowboys, Niners. Every other game was kind of a beatdown. So, I definitely, me and Ryan said it last week. You're going back and forth on that Patriots Bills, man. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Who would have thought the Bills are going to pull out a perfect game? But that's Josh Allen. I said it. You never know which Josh Allen you're going to get. The one that's as good as he was last week, or the one that likes to throw 3 picks. But it was an okay wild card weekend. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, the two games that were probably the closest were the Bengals and Raiders, and the Cowboy game. That's pretty much it. Everything else was a blowout, and yeah, like you said, it kind of wasn't, which is what I want. I want exciting games. I know I have money on these games and stuff, but I want exciting games.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Playoffs.
like third quarters where I'm like, do I need to watch the rest of this game? Like,
Right.
it's over.
You want upsets?
Upsets,
I
I'm
can
fine.
give you upsets.
I'll give you upsets.
All right.
But
Yeah.
what's
we-
next?
Want to go into the divisional round matchups at all?
Yeah, we
All
can do
right.
that.
Cool. Okay, first game. So 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday. Saturday at 3:30 Central Time, we have the Bengals visiting the Tennessee Titans. I think this is a game all of us in our brackets had the Bengals winning.
Mm-hmm.
However, well, I do have the Bengals winning. I think this is really a toss up. Tennessee or Bengals lost. I can't pronounce the guy's name. But it's their best run stopper on the defense. It's boring position, defensive tackle, but he's very good. And they lost him. And Tennessee's getting their, Derrick Henry back. They asked him at the press conference if he was playing. He just gave him a smile, so he's ready.
Mhm.
And the Bengals' offensive line has been one of their weaknesses this year, and the Tennessee has a stout front seven. So I don't know how good of a matchup this is for the Bengals. I think the Bengals are going to have to do what they do best and hit on those big plays that they led the league in. But this is definitely a tough matchup. I'll still pick the Bengals to win, but this is a really tough matchup. I think it's going to be an awesome game.
Were you talking about like that Trey guy?
Not Hendrickson, no. He's a
Okay,
pass rusher. He
okay.
was on the Saints last year.
Yeah, I heard he was playing. Yeah, I like kind of like I'm in the same boat as you. It's like you don't like Titans have been off a couple weeks, right? I think a week or two, a week, and they're home now, obviously, and so like we don't know what to expect. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, the Bengals kind of like their defense was kind of towards the end of that Raider game, like it could have easily. Who knows what have happened if their car scored, that touchdown with like the last like 5 seconds left or whatever, and then went to OT. Who knows what had happened? So.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna be one of the most interesting games this week. See what happens because you got Derrick Henry who hasn't played all like half the season coming out, might be a little rusty, might not be, who knows? And we'll see what with that defense they're not, but I think it's going to be. I personally I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's just going to be a very you know we all know it's going to be run heavy for Titans, but it's going to be interesting to see how Titans deal with Jamar Chase. And but yeah, I think we all can agree we only have the Bengals in our bracket, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of shape is Henry going to be in? I mean, obviously
I'm sure he's
he's a premium athlete, but it's different when you play and when you've been off for that long. I mean,
right.
you never
That's
know. I mean, how
true.
much are they going to use him?
Um,
It's I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, there could be a little rust to shake off, but it could go both ways. Like, you could also look at it from a perspective of instead of getting hit 30 times a game for the last 8 weeks, he's gotten to rest those legs and kind of get healthy. Because I know it was a foot injury. So we'll see. You never know with this health, but that the rest could help him. It could hurt him. We're gonna have to wait and see. I think we'll know more into that, like, once we're kind of getting into that second quarter, how things are looking, maybe around halftime.
Right.
But I got a lot of confidence in Joe Burrow. That's the one thing that I think bites the Titans. If they do go down, man, like, you have to rely on Ryan Tannehill. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback, but like, I don't think he's a good one. I think he's the worst quarterback left in the playoffs by far. It's not even close. So I think he was probably the worst quarterback in the playoffs. Between
Arguably,
him, yeah,
he's down there.
between
Bottom
him
two,
and like
for
Big
sure.
Ben,
Yeah. Jones.
Jalen Hurts is I would put a little better just because of his mobility factor and how good he is as a runner,
Mhm.
but definitely now he's definitely the weakest quarterback left. So
Yep.
Yeah, I just think the
um,
Bengals have too many offensive weapons.
yeah, the Bengals are.
You don't got to worry about Titans really throwing the ball.
And here's the thing: if for the Bengals and Bengals fans, if you do lose this game, you have so much to build off of this season. You got, 2 rounds of playoff experience, a playoff win under Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase's belt. A lot of these guys are first time in the playoffs, so that's important. You have everyone on your offense is young, from Mixon to Burrow to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. They have such a bright future. It's going to be they're definitely going to be one of the powerhouse teams, for the future. But I do think they're going to win this game and make it to the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers visiting the frozen tundra, Green Bay Packers. So this one, and I said it last week, I think out of all the teams Green Bay could have played, this is probably the worst. Because Green Bay's one weakness this year has been their run defense, and that's, what San Francisco does well. They did it well against Dallas. However, I think at the end of the day, Aaron Rodgers is not going to lose to Jimmy G. Jimmy G almost gave that game away to Dallas. The late interception, and then he didn't let Trent Williams get set on that 4th and inches, so they got false start or whatever. It was 4th and so then they had to punt it, which gave Dallas a chance. Obviously, they still won, but they easily could have lost that game. To be honest, that should have been more of another blowout this weekend. To be honest with you, that was what it was shaping up to be if Garoppolo doesn't give Dallas some life. So I think Green Bay. At the end of the day, I think they're just going to score too many points for the Niners to keep up with.
Yeah, I didn't know about this. Maybe you guys do, but maybe I've heard it and I just forgot about it. But I guess they have the field's heated too. I heard something about that. They have a heated field, so not saying oh my god that's, but when it's gonna be 0 degrees, it could be a difference. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if you can somehow manage to stop Deebo Samuel, I mean Elijah Mitchell is a stud as well, but that guy, Deebo Samuel, after watching this, I mean, obviously he had a great year, but that guy, oh my god,
he's such a unique player.
Every play that guy got was 5 yards or plus. Catch, run, doesn't matter. So
what's funny is about Deebo Samuel is, so when they were in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs 2 years ago, Deebo hit a couple plays. I'm like, who is that? I'm like, how have I not heard of this guy? He looks good. He looks fast. He looks versatile. He looked really good. I'm like, how have I never heard of this guy? And then didn't really do anything last year. I think he was hurt most of the year. And then, now this year, boom, he's had that breakout year. And I definitely saw the talent in the Super Bowl. But, man, you're right about that one. He is awesome.
And, Packers, I heard they're getting some guys back, right, defensively?
They're Jair Alexander, I think, Zadarius
Smith?
Yeah. Zadarius Smith.
There was one more.
And Randall Cobb is coming back, but that's offensive side. Listen, the Packers, after they lost to the Buccaneers last year, a lot of Packers fans were saying, Rodgers always gets killed for losing, but, we're not going to talk about how Brady's always had, top 10 defense in all his wins. Well, I mean, now the Packers defense is, fucking good. I mean, their running defense, obviously they've been run on this year, but like you said, they're getting some pieces back. Zadarius Smith's huge for that front seven, and Jair Alexander's the type of corner that can lock down your number one. Debo could be the exception because even he did damage to even Jalen Ramsey, and he's just, they'll even if you can lock him down when he splits out wide as a wide receiver. Kyle Shanahan's a smart guy, and with how versatile Deebo Samuel is, they'll use him in different ways. They'll throw him in the backfield, run him on reverses and jet sweeps and all that. So that'll be it. And you have once again we have Matt LaFleur versus Kyle Shanahan, two out of the same coaching tree. I think they're both really smart offensive minds, and it's going to be fun to watch those two go at it. Definitely looking forward to this game.
Yeah, I don't really have much to add onto that. I just have
we know Green Bay.
Adams.
We know you. Green Bay, Devontae Adams. That's it.
That's all I got.
That's all you got.
Chad doesn't have to look at the spread of the game. He just goes Green
Packers.
Bay. Packers. That's it.
Packers.
Spread minus 20.
I think we're finally going to see though, this round of the playoffs, finally some good games.
Oh yeah,
some close games. I think they're going to be closer games. The only one I could see it being a blowout would be if anything, the Bengals and Titans game. But other than that, I think every game we're going to see is going to be, I think, a pretty close
I'll
game.
be interested to see this little thing too is if next year they do this thing again with the 7 wildcard teams, and once again the wildcard round is a lot of blowouts. I wonder if they would go back to the original 6-team thing. 2 teams get a bye. If it seems like they're going to be blowouts in wildcard week, because I don't really remember I think the biggest blowout last wildcard weekend was Bears Saints, and even that wasn't that big of a blowout. It was close for a while. So yeah. Anyways, next game, Sunday, 2 p.m. Central Time, is the LA Rams visiting the Buccaneers. Now, I think this is a horrible matchup for Tampa Bay. Eric just said he's predicting the Rams to go to the Super Bowl. I definitely think the Rams are going to win this game. This is I know Tom Brady's on the other team and all this and that, but man, Von Miller and Leonard Floyd and Aaron Donald, they get that interior pressure, and Brady's not a rollout quarterback, and interior pressure is his number one weakness. Jalen Ramsey can lock down Mike Evans, and outside of Mike Evans, you have Gronk. That's true, but Gronk isn't what he used to be. He's still good, don't get me wrong. We'll have to see if Leonard Fournette suits up for this game. On offense, Tristan Wirfs is a huge injury last week. Probably the best right tackle in football. So we'll have to see. He's on an ankle injury, I believe. I think they're saying he might play, but we're going to see how good he is on that ankle. So I don't know. I think this is just shaping up for me. I think the Rams are going to win this game. I think they're going to just punch Tampa in the mouth. I really do. This is one of the games I'm confident in.
Yeah. Obviously I want Tampa Bay to win because I have them in my bracket. But, if LA comes out and plays like defensively, like they did against Cardinals, like that was like one of the best defenses of playing wise I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
And like he couldn't do nothing.
It makes you wonder,
like a chicken with his head cut off.
It makes you wonder how many of these teams like save shit for the playoffs. Like,
right.
Stuff they haven't shown you all year on game film in regular season, on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, that they just pull out in these.
A guy like Von Miller, like he was just kind of quiet. Like he didn't really make an impact, that much of an impact to that defense when he got traded there. But like, now that's playoffs, it's you're gonna start seeing a lot of these guys coming out, and like Ramsey and they have the best defense right now in the playoffs, in my opinion. So, I'm hoping Tampa wins, obviously, because of my bracket, but I wouldn't be shocked if LA won, and that would then lead to a very interesting game against the Packers. So, that is going to be probably my favorite game of the week, next to Bills and Chiefs, just to watch and see how that turns out. But that's Jen.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up some valid points, Anthony, and I think they're pretty realistic. But I don't know. I think I'm just sticking with my gut feeling and going with Tom Brady. I mean, yeah, they lost out on some key weapons, and you don't know if Fournette or whoever else is going to be back and playing. But I mean, I just can't go against Tom Brady. I mean, Stafford got his first win. Yeah, I get that, and for playoffs, but
yeah, and
it's gonna be
at home. That's tough. That's really tough.
That's what's tough. It's tough to play against Tom Brady. I just think the Rams have the pieces to do it, but we'll see for sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would love. I either want
It's a weird time
personally
game
want Tampa Bay to
though.
lose.
Yeah, 2 o'clock.
It's usually like that.
Too.
Though.
That's just. I know it's just like weird. It's like I wonder if that affects players. Not much, but like just a weird.
More people can watch.
It's Sunday.
Time it up. Okay. Next game is the long-awaited rematch from last year. Bills visiting the Chiefs. I like earlier, and it's like dating back to last episode and throughout this week. I was a little nervous of the Bills going against, because obviously we know I have the Chiefs winning it all. The number one team in the AFC I was nervous of was the Bills, but the longer this week has kind of gone on, and the more I've like kind of looked shit over and just kind of like thought about stuff, my confidence is built higher on this Chiefs team. I really think the Chiefs are going to win this game. I get the stories of, you had Diggs, last year watching them celebrate going to the Super Bowl and that whole story, but I don't know. I think you look at Josh Allen's, games, and they're like this. It's a roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down. And he had, the best game you could possibly have, touchdowns on every drive last game. But, the Chiefs did, I mean, people overlook it, but the Chiefs scored 5 touchdowns in a matter of 10.5 game minutes, scored 6 touchdowns in a row. So Chiefs offense is just as capable, if not more so. And I think they're going to win this game. I really do. I think that offensive line's improved, and I think when they played earlier in the year. I think the Bills won 38-20. But that was kind of during the Chiefs, losing skid when they were kind of struggling. They were around 3-4. I think they turned it around obviously since then, and I think they're going to come out and win this game.
There's a reason why they made this game Sunday night, because everyone wants to see this game. Everyone wants to see the rematch. Everyone wants to see what will happen, Mahomes versus Allen and how things will impact. So it's in Kansas City, so I know Kansas City's it's cold, obviously, but I don't think it's to be as cold as Buffalo or
It's supposed to be
something.
like 40
No, not as
degrees
Buffalo,
and
but-
sunny.
Yeah, so
I think it's supposed to be nice there.
it could be one of those games where me personally, I'm betting the over. I know we're not, I don't want to talk about betting anywhere, but I think it's gonna be a high scoring game. I think but it could be one of those games where it's gonna be very defensively and I'll think, what?
It's funny you say the over. I heard a funny stat. So I forgot what the timeline was, but over however many years, overs like this, like these high overs, like 50 plus, the over is 1-8. So the over is only hit once,
great.
but the one time it hit was Bills Chiefs last year. So
Call DraftKings really quick.
That's funny because I was going to
Chiefs,
talk
so-
about the team that's going to win is the defense, and it's not going to be the offense. Whatever team comes out here and wins is going to have the better defense.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both offensive powerhouses. I just think that the Bills have a little more to play for, and that's just going to give them a little more edge. But that's me. I got the Bills. I mean, I don't know. That's gonna be a close game, I think.
I just picked the Chiefs in my bracket just because they're just the favorite. But I can see the Bills winning, so it's just I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just gonna wait and see.
I could see out of all 4 of these games, I could see any of these 8 teams winning. I really could.
Right. Yeah.
There's not a single one that would surprise me. There really isn't.
I don't know.
I think all these games are gonna be good. I really do. I'm looking
I
forward.
can't wait. Yeah, I can't wait for this
Really
weekend.
good weekend of football for sure. Obviously our brackets won't all be perfect after this week because now we start to differentiate. But we'll see what happens.
It'll be a fun weekend.
Gonna take home the chip.
I hope they're close games, just for entertainment purposes.
Oh, I do too, especially after last week. But if we wanted to, we could get into our locks and then call it.
Locks. Yeah, I mean, if you want to start it off?
Yeah, I can.
I had one, but
I'm gonna go not the spread. I'm gonna take the Rams money line. Like I said, this is just a game I'm confident in. I know, kind of going on a limb here. Going, making my lock against Tom Brady. Winning a football game, but here we are. So I'm gonna take the Rams money line.
Chad, just go. We don't know what yours is.
No, it's all you. It's your turn. I went first last week, so I need to go last.
I'm gonna do it anyway. I know, just because. But you know what? No, I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna do the over of the Buffalo game, but after what you said, I'm like, So,
Last
but I'm
time
gonna
you said
take,
something like that too. The Colts lost.
I don't want to talk about the Colts. My lock of the week will be Cincinnati money line. That's my lock of the week. And Chad, Green Bay?
I think I was gonna do the Bengals.
Okay.
But I think we're gonna stick with the underdog locks. I'm gonna go the Bills.
Bills.
So we all got a dog to win.
All right, and then my lock is obviously Rams to win. So locks are me, Rams money line. Ryan's got the Bengals money line, and then Chad has
I got the Bills.
The Bills money line. So that's our locks. That'll do it for this episode. Really looking forward to these divisional round games. Want to thank Eric again for coming on. Be sure to check out the shop if you live in the area. Definitely a cool insight into a sports memorabilia shop and the world of
changed.
The world of how it's changed over the years and the world of sports cards. Definitely an awesome thing for definitely a huge shout out to the owner as well for letting him open that expensive pack. That was really interesting. Something you don't get to do or see every day. So really appreciate that. but yeah, this past week we got started getting more active on all our social media. Appreciate everyone showing support. TikTok, we got a couple of those up. Instagram, everything's going. So be sure to check us out. We're gonna be continuing to upload content,
shares, follows.
Yep.
Keep them coming, please. We appreciate it.
Yes,
the real ones are out there listening. Yeah, you know who you are.
All right, well, that'll do it. So, appreciate you guys listening, and enjoy the divisional round weekend. Later. Yep.